Bill Belichick is in the news today, and this one's good. So apparently he's absolutely desperate, just absolutely desperate to fix this PR mess he has gotten himself into. Actually, it's not entirely he that's gotten himself into it. It's that Jordon girl, the 24-year-old girlfriend. That's a really, really big May, December. All right, so she's like a former cheerleader who was in college as a philosophy major at some branch of University of Massachusetts. She's desperate to be Miss Maine, not in the Miss America system. I just point that out because I was in the Miss America system, but in the Miss USA system. There's no talent in Miss USA. We won't hold that against them, but I'm just saying, okay? So this girl, 24 years old, somehow winds up with Bill Belichick. You got me, but there's obviously some things that we could say, We're going to get to that because apparently she's got a $9 million real estate portfolio. Oh my gosh. You're talking about a sugar daddy on steroids, right? Well, Bill is all of a sudden, out trying to defend her honor. And it's getting more and more complicated to the point where now he's like, I think I need a PR person. Like, in other words, he needs a pro. Yeah, Jordon is going to get replaced by a pro, by an actual PR person. Here she is in that Sunday morning clip that went totally viral where she just shuts down the reporter. And it's over kind of an innocuous question, remember?
Jordon was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordon right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
Apparently they met on a plane. It really shouldn't be that big a deal, but for whatever reason, it was a sore subject. And now he's breaking his silence. He put out a statement basically saying, she's just trying to protect me. She's just trying to help me. I thought it was just going to be a simple interview based on my book. And then all of a sudden they started taking in this direction and that direction. And so then he starts blaming the media, right? It's CBS's fault. I get it. The media is kind of an easy one to pick on. I would just say that unfortunately, Bill, you seem to be an easy one to pick on. Because this 24-year-old girl has you completely whipped. Right? It's a little weird. I'm just saying. It's a little bit weird. It's especially weird that she somehow has been amassing property. More on that in a second. But he's concerned enough that he's looking to get outside PR help. NBC Sports had this story over the weekend, citing numerous sources saying Belichick has been talking to at least one experienced PR specialist in the hopes of boosting his book tour and the overall interest of the North Carolina football program. And of course, his overall disaster of a self with this disastrous relationship because of this disastrous 24-year-old who nobody can quite figure out, just exactly what her gig is. How involved is Bill Belichick's girlfriend at UNC, University of North Carolina? This is The Athletic, which is a division of the New York Times. They were asking this question 2 weeks ago. This was before this interview on CBS Sunday mornings. So apparently they had gotten their hands on a whole bunch of emails. And she had been CC'd on everything. He demanded she be CC'd on everything. And she's calling herself now the head of Belichick Productions. And she's the head honcho, and she's threatening, this, that, and the other, and you're not going to get access to him, or you're not going to get some of his stuff if you don't do X, Y, and Z. And so I think people were getting concerned because her only experience, say, doing anything would have been, being in the Miss Maine pageant and, having an Instagram account with 88,000 followers. Not too shabby, okay? Not too shabby. But in other words, you're talking about a professional football program. UNC kind of takes it a little bit seriously. They don't want to be having to answer to a 24-year-old who doesn't know what end is up. Or maybe she really does know what end is up, right? Jordan's smarter than any of us. Heck, because this girl's got some assets, and I'm not just talking about the tush, okay? This girl has got some assets here. Wow. This was great. This was over the weekend. I saw this and I just died laughing. Sugar daddy, as she's like half dressed out with, how old is he? Like 74? I mean, this is wild. Anyway, she's worth a lot of money right now. Somehow, miraculously. He's 74, I believe. She met him when he was 73. Suddenly, Jordon Hudson is worth somewhere around $9 million in her real estate empire ever since meeting one Bill Belichick. Because, it's true love. Can't you see that? I mean, that was just true love. Bill, wake up. I mean, come on. Can you imagine if you're his daughter? Can you imagine if you're his kids? You're like, Dad, is everything okay? I mean, I watched that clip and I'm actually worried for him. I'm like, Bill, run. Don't walk, run. And remember, he's 74. Like if he had gotten a 54-year-old, we would have thought that was aiming pretty high. But no, he's got the 24-year-old. And I'm not an ageist. I realize love can happen in all shapes, forms, and sizes. But like this one. And now she's got a $9 million empire to top it off. I mean, I think there's a little something else going on. Just saying. It is a little bit bizarre. And it goes back to this lovely little picture. Sugar Daddy and Jordon. One thing that's also come out recently is that she apparently worked her way into a Super Bowl commercial. Did you see the Dunkin' Donuts commercial? It had him and Brady, and actually not Brady. It had Matt Damon, I should say. Matt Damon. He's no Tom Brady. And they have this little skit, and Belichick's in it, and somehow she worked her way on, according to the New York Post and a few other publications. She just demanded to be in this thing, and somehow everybody was astonished. She made her way in. Let's watch a little clip of it here.
Where the hell are Matt and Tom?
Forget them suckers. Matt Damon and Tom Brady don't have the heart of a champion. We got a new squad, Dun Kings sequel. Affleck's and Belichick. Dun Kings! A little more spirit on the, on the charge next time. All right. We got a fourth Dun King 2 coming.
Okay, let's go back. She had a little cameo there, so she's just on camera. Oh, we don't want to cover up Bill. There's Bill Belichick and the girlfriend, 24-year-old Jordon Hudson, who hopes to be Miss Maine. $9 million real estate portfolio. Did that commercial really pay that well? Anyway, the point is the guy's totally whipped, okay? Like, it's sad to say, and if I'm his family, I'm really concerned. I mean, I'm concerned. I'm concerned for UNC. I'm concerned as a New Englander, somebody who grew up in New England. We like the Patriots in New England. This whole like guy getting taken advantage of by a 24-year-old, I don't think it's so hot. I don't think it's so good. And you know who else doesn't think so? The family. Okay, so the daughter-in-law is now out on record saying that this was not good, what happened in that interview. Because not only, remember, did she say, oh, we're not talking about that in the Sunday morning interview, she also apparently, ladies and gentlemen, got so frustrated with the reporter and his questions that she stormed out of the room and then was mad because her boyfriend, 74-year-old Bill Belichick, didn't follow suit. This is, of course, the clip that we've seen that went very viral.
Jordon was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordon right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
Well, I'll tell you who is commenting on it, the daughter-in-law. So he has 2 sons and a daughter, and the daughter-in-law came out and slammed the girlfriend for interrupting the CBS interview. How do you like that? So this is sort of interesting. I mean, I think she's speaking for the whole family here. I think she's speaking for all of America here. We're like, what? So apparently, like, this whole like exchange was going on social media, and there was a PR person who was trying to say, well, you know, this, that, probably trying to get the business, right, of Bill Belichick, because this PR person knew that at some point he'd come pleading for some PR help. Anyway, the PR person said, you know, when you look at the situation and you say, this is his girlfriend jumping in, I think that's unfair, he said. I think she's actually working with Coach Belichick in the professional world. All right. So he's trying to give her credit as a pro, as a PR pro, and that she's just doing her job, this, that, and the other. Well, Belichick's daughter-in-law didn't appreciate that. She said, nope, I totally disagree. Quote, publicists act in a professional manner. In other words, you're professional, you're a professional. And you don't storm off set, delaying an interview. This is what she wrote in response to a comment left by a comedian who, like the two PR people, happened to be supporting this Jordon Hudson. So it's very interesting. She interjected herself into this conversation on social media only to slam one Jordon Hudson. I'm sure they're like looking at it saying, like, is Dad okay? Like, what is this woman doing? As I said, run as fast as you can. Like, get the hell out of town. Get so far away from this Jordon woman, Bill, if you can, right? Unless, like, something's too late. I don't know. I think that she's got some kind of hold over him, and I'd be very concerned if he were my father or anybody I really cared about. I'm just a bystander, and I'm concerned, right? I think we're all concerned. The whole country's concerned. Billy, come on. Like, enough is enough, right? I won't say it.